So the idea behind our awareness is that we're raising the differences between income versus schools' athletic programs versus the school's fine arts programs. And so we reached out to people from different schools all around Ohio to see what their school is like versus just ours. And so this first response comes from Samantha Stoner from Beaver Creek High School, about an hour north, and says our athletic program is funded more by the school and has more incoming during events than the arts. Also, they are advertised more too, while the arts mainly run their fundraising for their income and very little from the school. I think that part's really important, not necessarily because it's highlighting the fine arts versus the athletics, but the advertising key is that athletics raise a bit more money because they're funded a little bit more because more people go to those events, but versus the school that definitely advertises things like football and soccer and basketball more than the fine arts programs, like their concerts and all those programs. This other response comes from Kayla McSwords from Marysville High School, which is about 2 hours north near Dayton. And so she says the athletic programs are funded by the school with additional fundraising from their individual boosters. But for choir and any other art, we do not get funded from the school. We have to raise all of it and split it in between a cappella, the 4 concert choirs, and the show choir. This is important to note that Marysville's levy didn't pass, I believe, in 2012, and so that took a huge hit on their fine arts programs, is that they had to essentialize things. They had to prioritize their funding. And so that's why they're not as funded as well as their athletic groups. This other response comes from Emily Baker in Milford, which is right across the road, and says, our sports are definitely funded more by the school. Fine arts are mostly funded by the students and parents, either out of pocket or by fundraising. This instance is again like the advertising, like more people go to the athletic events versus the fine arts programs because of how their school advertised these programs.
Besides asking students what their high schools are like in regards to the advertising and funding of fine arts programs, we also decided to create a Twitter account to help raise awareness for the lack of funding and advertising that art and music programs receive in high schools across the country. We tweeted about these other schools and summarized statements that we gathered from their students. These statements were about how their schools advertise and fund athletic programs versus how they fund and advertise fine arts programs. We also ran a poll to collect data on how other students felt about the funding and advertising of art and music programs compared to their athletic programs. We tweeted funding statistics to help show how little fine art programs are funded throughout the United States by all 3 levels of government. We included statistics from the NEA, which is the National Endowment for Arts. This info contained facts such as the percentages of money that art and music groups receive from federal, state, and local governments compared to what they receive from individuals, corporations, and foundations. These groups receive minuscule percentages from the government while receiving a substantially larger portion from private investors. The NEA has been seeing massive budget cuts recently, and President Trump has some even more alarming plans for this agency. President Trump wants to eliminate the NEA as well as other cultural agencies. This would drastically reduce the fundings that fine arts programs receive across the entire United States. The elimination of the NEA alone results in the loss of their $148 million budget. But not only that, the NEA helps to leverage $368 million from state governments in 2015. That's a total of $516 million, which is absolutely insane. And the fine arts are suffering from this because they are losing out on all of this money. This is why we are trying to raise awareness through our Twitter account, because we do not want to see the fine arts programs suffer and be suffocated by the government and other athletic programs.
And so I sent a letter to Thomas Brinkman. In it, I contacted him in order to talk about arts funding in high schools across the United States. I explained that they're an important part of high school for many students, and how they provide many wonderful opportunities, and how a great arts program can improve schools, not only their funding, but their morale, and talk to him about how I wanted to raise awareness and possibly funding for all arts programs in high school. He didn't respond yet, but I think it's just I I think we figured out that this is a wonderful thing and a wonderful resource to be able to use and to be able to contact our representative, and technology has made this so easy and so free. And it's definitely very important that we're able to talk to people, like real people in real time, about our issues and what we would like to address. And so I believe that through our projects we were able to both raise awareness and make a change, whether it's as big of a change as we want or even just planting a seed in someone's mind to look into the